Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land today? I hope this finds you well. We're just sailing right on through January, and it's soon going to be springtime. There's a cardinal flapping around out in the backyard this morning when I got up, just tweeting its little head off, and it's telling me that it wants spring here soon, and I don't blame it. I'm really tired of the cold weather.
I'm just glad the days are getting longer now.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked this evening because when it was time for me to get up to come back here and get the computer going and everything, it was still daylight out. It's the first time it's been daylight out on a Thursday night when I've had to come back here in like forever.
It's getting there.
Where I didn't have to turn on a bunch of lights to motivate through the house. Man, oh man. Well, we got a whole bunch of people out there in that chat room already.
Who's out there, Brenda?
Well, Jim Bashir's is out there. And Richard Coon's out there. If y'all don't know who Richard Coon is, you need to meet Richard Coon because he's a big celebrity down in Florida. And he does things you would not believe. I think they probably got him in the Guinness Book of World Records. I know they do. He drowned a truck. How many people do you know that drowns a truck? A perfectly good truck. He took it out and drowned in it. Sorry, Richard. I just can't help myself. Luanna Pierce is out there in the room. We got Harneal Media. That's Steve. Good to see you. He's with the Makers Media Network. And if you don't know what that is, you need to look it up. Makers Media Network. And it's there on the internet.com, isn't it?
Find it on the Googles.
Yeah. Look it up.
Look at
their store. They got all kinds of merch in there. I've got merch in there. Matt's got merch in there. Lots of your YouTube people have their merch in that store. So go check it out. All kinds of cool stuff in there. And then we got TFL Works is in the house. We'll say hello to them.
TFL Works. Hello.
And Simply Wooden Creations is out there. That's Russell. And he has a show every Saturday night on his channel. And I'm on the panel if I'm well enough or, if the creeks don't rise or whatever. I go over there on his panel. Daryl is supposed to be on. Now, he might correct me on this, but the last I heard, Daryl was supposed to be on this week. They had issues a couple weeks ago, whatever it was.
Okay.
And so he's supposed to be on.
I like Daryl.
He's going to be talking about cameras and how he shoots his videos with his cameras and stuff for his lathe work. Nice. And let's see who else we got out there.
Porter Woodworks just popped in. Hi, David.
Good to see you, David. Welcome, welcome. Everybody hit that share button. Share. Did I mention share? Let's pack the house. Let's get a bunch of people in here tonight.
I'm happy to report, Brenda, that you do not have to press the bless your heart button this week because I have put a like on the video.
How many?
2 channels.
And you've got what, 35?
I've got 4 main channels, but 2 mostly.
like 35 channels and I get 2 likes out of that. Lord have mercy.
That's twice as many likes as most people will give you.
Would you listen to him sassing me like that?
You got 2 likes from me, 2.
Lord have mercy. I tell you what, if you were at death's door, I'd push you through.
Oh, Lord. Can you believe this, everybody?
Can you feel the love? Feel it.
That pain, that means the love is coming.
Oh my goodness gracious. Hit that like button for me because he ain't going to.
She's giving me heck. I gave her 2 likes. Here, do this too while you're at it.
Yeah, if you're not subscribed, you're missing a lot. Hey, there's going to be a new Heifer Haven. It's either going to go up later tonight or in the morning. It depends on how things go after the show. I've got a bad habit of coming on here and saying it goes up tonight, and then I get off of here, and I got a pile of people waiting for me or a bunch of stuff's got to be done before I can get to bed. And by the time I get ready to put it up there, I'm so tired I can't see straight, and so it gets put off till the next morning. But either tonight or in the morning, there's going to be a new heifer up, and you're not going to want to miss it because it's about Viagra.
Oh, oh, Brenda, you're going to break the internet.
Ah! Somebody's got to do it. I'm telling you.
You're pushing the limits there, Brenda.
You know, it's free advice. It's got to be done. Luana give us a fact. She says, thinking about progress will motivate you.
Oh.
It don't do much for me. I think about progress and then I roll over and go back to sleep.
All right, I gave Luana a virtual taco because she put an interesting fact. That's what we do around here. You drop an interesting fact in the chat. Brenda and I will riff off of it. And if it blows our mind, we will reward you with virtual tacos and maybe cowbell rings.
Yep. Might be a big cowbell, might be a little cowbell.
Yeah.
Might be an in-between size cowbell. You just never
I'm
can.
very generous with the tacos. Cowbell rings are every once in a while, so you got to put a really good fact down to get a cowbell ring.
Luann says, it's good to see me being so chipper. Well, I stayed out of jail today, and I mean, you just have to be thankful for the small things.
I recommend not being in jail.
Because I was pretty sure that I'd probably end up in jail before the morning was over. I had that dental appointment this morning, and I thought, Mary Sunshine comes at me again with that thermometer and list her questions. Somebody going to jail before this is over with. But as luck would have it, when I went in there and sat down, she come out there and took one look out the window and saw me and did a 180.
She said, oh, hell no. I'm not dealing with Brenda. No way.
And I didn't see her for the rest of my visit. There's another gal in there that I think she'd heard everything that was said when I was in there 2 weeks ago. And so she was a little kinder and gentler about the way she approached me.
All right. I have a question for the chat room.
Well, you be asking it.
So chat room, yes or no in the chat to this question. Should I launch a Kickstarter to have funds to hire a camera crew to just follow Brenda around and record her interactions with people? I think it would be internet gold. Yes or no in the chat if you think that's a good idea. Now,
Kickstarter might not be too bad because somebody tried to start a GoFundMe for me a while back.
Okay.
And there was a problem with that, because they didn't know that there wasn't a K in fund. And so I started getting all these offers.
Oh,
we had to get that canceled.
Go funk me. I thought there'd be a whole line of gentlemen callers.
Well, that was just it. It wasn't finances that they had in mind.
My.
Oh, gee. Let's see here.
Portal Woodworks.
Reading up on what y'all saying there in the chat. Luann says, probably always a plan to take kinder approach to Brenda. Yes, that's exactly right. I mean, telling me that you're going to do something to me is not the way to approach me. Like, I'm going to take your temperature and then slapping a thermometer in my ear. That's no. This one said, is it okay if I take your temperature? And then I said, well, it depends on what kind of a thermometer you have. And she says, well, it's the kind that I point at your forehead. And I said, now that's okay. I said, you can do that. The problem was, the darn thing wasn't calibrated. Said that my temperature is like 94 degrees. And I started screaming I needed an ambulance because I thought I was dying.
You're just moving down to room temperature.
I'm like, 94 degrees, get out the ambulance. I'm dying.
My temperature always runs low. Like I'm a low. It's usually like 97.4, 97.6, something like that.
Yeah.
It's never 90. Well, if I have like 98.6, I'm running a fever.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way. But 94? Are you kidding me? I'm a death's door.
It is super cold out. Maybe you just, caught a wind and you just stuck on your forehead colder. Who knows?
I had about 10 steps to get from my car door to the door of the office. And my car was probably at 100 because I cranked that heater up and turned the seat heater on. So I'm warm from top to bottom. You know why they call it a seat heater, don't you?
Because the heat comes out of the seat?
Well, no, because rear defroster was already taken.
Oh, my goodness.
Remember, you heard it here first.
What has this show devolved into? Matt, what do you do on Thursdays? I can't explain it.
Nobody's ever figured it out yet. It's the best kept secret on YouTube, what we do over here on Thursday.
I know, right? Come on.
Luana says, true fact. Stories help you process information faster.
Oh. See, I put a lot of stories in my YouTube videos. If I'm explaining something, and if I have a personal story, I'll slap that right in there. Seems to work well.
Would depend on how long the story is. Because, there's some people that tell stories that go on like for days.
No, I'm a get to the point type of person.
Let's see. Russell says, although scientists had previously believed that giraffes were silent, researchers gathered 947 hours of giraffe noises and discovered that they produced a humming sound at night.
Interesting.
And I will add to that. A female giraffe will talk to her unborn calf.
Wow. That's cool.
Through the day and night, she just talks to it all the time. And that they've recorded some of the noises that the cow's making to the calf. That way the calf recognizes mama right away when it's born.
Wow, that's cool.
Luann talking about it. She says there's no explanation for some things. People have said that about me ever since I was born. I have no explanation for it.
I don't doubt it.
Oh, shoot. Do you have a problem with the mailman leaving trash in your mailbox?
Trash? No.
Well, I call it trash. I think they call it media stuff or something.
Junk mail.
Every day I go out there and I have to empty the mailbox of the trash that they leave behind.
I love when the trash cans are sitting out there empty and I go get the mail. I just dump it right into,
Well, see, you got a different setup than mine. My trash cans have to be out back and the mailbox is out front. But yeah, I call it gathering the trash. I don't call it getting the mail because I rarely ever get any mail. But every day I have to go out and gather the trash. I don't like doing it in the wintertime. It's too darn cold. You got to bundle up like Nanook of the North and put on, your Michelin man outfit and roly-poly out there to the mailbox to get the trash out of the box.
Yeah.
And bring it back in. And then you get it thrown away so that you can carry it out the back door and take it to the alley for the trash man to haul off. He could just save a trip and just drive around back and just dump it out there.
No, with my mail, I signed up for the visual mail, so I get an email in the morning of what's going to be in the box.
Oh.
And then if I recognize something that I want, I'll go get it. Otherwise, I'll leave the mail, go till the next day. Go get it.
Well, don't we think we're just special with all these fancy little perks?
And my mailman is a large man. He can barely walk. That's how big. I don't know why he's a mailman, because he's got to get out and put stuff at the door sometimes. And he's the guy that the garbage cans, if they're in the way, he plows right into the empty garbage cans, and the garbage cans go flying. Like if they're in front of the mailbox, it is so funny. He's just like,
Well,
Boom! Get out the way.
you know, him being that big and doing that job might be the only thing that's actually keeping that man alive.
Well, it's definitely exercise for him, but he is he does not he doesn't move fast when he's out of that seat.
Because if he
Nicest guy.
stayed home and sat all the time, that ruined him right there.
Could be.
I feel
That's
sorry
why
for him when he retires. He better take up some kind of activity like walking, find a walking track or something.
With all the working behind desks, that's why the sit-stand desks are so popular now. It's because people sit. They get fatigued and atrophy. It's not good.
Yeah. Let's see. Richard Coon said that he's back. He had to go do the dishes. You want to do some dishes? You come over here.
Yeah, I got a load for you to scrub up.
I'll have you doing some dishes. I got some out there that's got to be done tonight.
Come to Pennsylvania, Richard. I'll put you to work.
He could go into business just traveling around the country doing dishes. Speaking of traveling around the country, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago about our trip that we're going to take. Where'd you say that was? California to the
the grilled cheese festival?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to thinking about this.
In Sacramento.
I need to put another stipulation on that.
All right.
It's got to be a road trip.
Okay.
Me and you.
That's a long trip.
Somebody to run a camera on a road trip to California.
I was hoping we would meet at the event. That would be a little less pull my hair out-ish.
Well, that wouldn't make for a very good video.
I don't want to be the star of the video. I don't want to be the person people watch on the video and say, oh, that guy's being tormented.
They'd be looking at it and saying, look at how much fun she's having. And while we're in California, we need to hunt up Susan. Me and you and Susan.
It's best not to go there. She'll take down the whole platform just to spite you.
We go out there and just say, hey, we're here. We're here for our meeting with Susan.
Yeah, like that's going to work.
What do you mean she doesn't have us down for a meeting? Who she thinks she is? We're her prime people there on YouTube.
I was in Google offices, and you don't just walk into Google offices. There's several layers of security. It's
where there's a will, there's a way.
Did you hear about what the inside of Google looks, what it took to get in the building? Did I tell you that?
Not what it took to get in the building, but I've heard about what, kind of setup they have in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, I could feign having some kind of an attack or passing out or something at the door so that they come out there. And then when they get out there, to take care of me, then you run up and keep the door open.
See, that would work if there was a door separating the lobby to the workspace. That's not what it's like. You go up an elevator, and then the elevator opens, and it's just a white hallway, no doors on the side, one door at the very end of the hallway with a camera, a button, and a speaker.
Oh, Lord, we have to go in there then like 007.
And then you press the button. It does. They don't even announce Google. They say, "May I help you?" This is Google. And that was after you got through the lobby. You had to check in at the lobby, and then they unlocked the elevator for you. And then once they opened it up, it was like walking into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. This white sterile walls, windowless hallway with a solid door at the end. And then there was there were glass walls, and there was a glass staircase going up and down. And the staircase was glass, but it was frosted glass, but it glowed. There was LED lights in the glass, and it was cool. And then you could look down at the break room, or you could look up at it was crazy. It's crazy.
So let's say first I'd need a grappling hook and a rope. So I could scale the building.
Well, the 4th floor was all cafeteria, and not one cash register to be found. You just take what you want. Guests and employees. Like if you had a badge, guest or employee, and they had 4 main stations. They had the fire pit pizza. What do they call it? The fire pizza. They had that. They had prime rib and turkey that they would carve for you. They had a coffee station with premium coffees, and they had another. They had another station. I forget what it was. And then buffet everywhere. That wasn't just that was in addition to the buffets were everywhere. Premium cakes and donuts and it was incredible. I was like, this is the best.
Richard said the best way to get to Google is to ship yourself.
Well, I didn't go to Mountain View. I went to Irvine.
But you still got your badge.
That's a single office building. It's not the big complex. Mountain View is the whole campus.
But you still got your badge, right?
Oh yeah, that's the badge right there.
Okay, so
right there in that frame is my badge.
All right, well, we're in because you can dummy us up a couple of badges.
The badge has a barcode that's time stamped. So if it's
that should not be any big hurdle for you to get over with all of your technical abilities.
Well, as long as we can time it so we're there in May 2014, we're good.
You should be able to dummy that up so that we could get in.
Oh, Richard Kuhn says, how did I get into Google? I was invited. There was Google was part of the IDPF, which is the international standards for ebooks. They govern the EPUB file format, and I was a member of that committee. I was on the global committee that governed the ebooks, and we had an ebook meeting there, and they wanted it in person. And I was like, I'm there. It's because we're on these phone calls, and phone calls from all over the world. And they said, we need a central place that's easy for everyone to get to have an in-person meeting. And the guy at Google says, well, you could have it at the Google offices. We have space. And I quick came off mute. I was like, yes, this is Matt from Pearson. I agree. We should go to Google. And I went on mute. Be like, yeah, that sounds good. I put it to my boss. I was like, you got to fly me to California. There's an important meeting that I must attend for the IDPF. And they did. They bought me a plane ticket. And I went out there. It was amazing. It was amazing. And let me tell you, Irvine, oh my gosh, the whole town, it's like Disney World. Everything is perfect. Like the sidewalks are all sandblasted, clean. The grass was all trimmed and perfect. Every tree was on. It was like a pristine, like the wealth in that city. It just oozed money. Like there wasn't garbage. There wasn't anything. It was a cool place.
This reminds me of when I was interviewed on WHIO. And that was in 2010. And so I was invited to go down to Cincinnati to WHIO to be on one of the radio shows that they had down there to be interviewed. And I took a friend of mine with me. And we went down there. And you pull into the parking garage, and there's 2 elevators that are adjacent to each other. And they'd given me directions, to get on this one elevator and go up to such and such floor, and then you go up there and announce yourself to the receptionist up there. And so somebody comes out and gets you and takes you to where you need to go. But the thing of it is, when they take you, you're walking through all these, I call them open wall offices, because it's just desks and cubicles everywhere. And it's like a maze. You're like a rat walking all through these things. You could never find your way back through this thing by yourself, ever. So we go in, we're in the studio, and we do the radio show. And when we get all done, They send somebody else in to get us to take us out. But when they take us out, it was the damnedest thing I ever seen in my life. They just, you walked out and down this little hall, and they opened up a door, and you're right back there at the elevator to ride down. There was no more cubicles, no more desks. It was
Another
like,
way out.
why couldn't you just come in this way and avoid all that to begin with? But oh no, it was the weirdest thing I ever seen.
Oh my goodness.
That's why Russell has a fact for us out there. He says you have a 1 in 1,461 chance of being born on Leap Day, which is February the 29th.
Those aren't good odds. They're better odds than winning the Powerball.
Well, somebody hit it last night. Somebody in Maryland hit the big money last night. Congratulations to them. When they need my address, I'm sure they'll let me know.
Yeah. Hey, Mel showed up. So did Jim Dockrell. Hello, hello.
Good to see both of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, I'll tell you what. If you're really disappointed about missing out on the Powerball, you can buy a ticket for the Mega Millions tomorrow night because it's big bucks. Cash out, it's like $716 million. And then once you take taxes out of that, you'll still end up with just shy of 300,000 or 300 million. It's so much money, I can't even talk about it.
My wife played the Mega Millions last time around, and she got 2 balls, I think, and she had the multiplier. So it was like $21, I think. It wasn't much. Or she got 1 ball and the multiplier. Well, it was the minimum you can get plus the multiplier.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, that's better than nothing.
Sure.
I'm always happy to get a little bit because it pays for my tickets when I do that.
Jeff Robinson's here. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. Good to see you. That reminds me when they walked me through the IRS office, Brenda. Oh, I don't want to go to the IRS office. Please don't make me go.
Speaking of the IRS, it's tax time for me. I have my tax appointment next week, and I got to pull together all my crap. And I made $40 more from YouTube to warrant a 1099. So if I would have made $40 less, they wouldn't have 1099 me.
Well, boo-hoo-hoo to you.
now I got to declare it.
Booty-hoo-hoo. Hopefully, my AdSense will come through on Saturday. I got the thing saying that I was going to get some money. So it should be here Saturday.
Mine arrived today.
Well,
maybe you already got it.
No, I checked a while ago. It hadn't hit the bank account yet. It usually comes
through.
Oh,
yeah. Well, I got the notice that it was sent today. It'll probably be in the, you're right, probably be in the bank.
Yeah, it usually takes the 23rd for it to hit. So once that hits, we can start doing giveaways until I run out of money again. But yeah, so at least I got the message saying that it was supposed to be here. So that's the story on it. Story on the studio is I'm waiting for it to warm up because it's cold upstairs, and I'm trying not to run much electricity because it's expensive. Yeah. I got my electric bill the other day about stroked out. I swear to God, $350 for a month.
Holy cow!
And I don't heat the whole house. So yeah.
Do you have baseboard electric?
Yep.
Well, there's your answer.
Yep.
That's the most expensive heating you can have.
Yep.
My old house had baseboard electric. I thought something was wrong. I got new units, same price. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that the units were old and were clogging. They just take a lot of electricity. Yep.
And so, it is what it is. And I'm thinking, well, okay, even if I moved everything up there and got it in, I'd have to run heat up here. Down here, I've just got a little desk heater, so I don't have to heat a whole room. This is just a little bitty room I'm in. But I'm thinking, okay, we need to wait until it warms up some before I move the studio up there. And I'll deal with next winter when I get to next winter. But, I'm just waiting for it to warm up some before I try to get into something like that. Let's see. Oh, I got a list over here. Channel stickers. You got any?
I've got Awesome Wood Things channel stickers.
I've got Brenda G's. stickers. If anybody wants stickers, get in touch with me and I'll send you stickers. And you can put them on your sticker board or make you a sticker board if you ain't got one, or
get in touch with me as well. These are free.
Whatever you want. Yeah, they're free. Everybody likes free.
These are for Patreon members. $1 or more. I have the lowest tier. They don't allow you to have $1 Patreon tiers, but I have it on Awesome Wood Things.
So if you need channel stickers, get in touch with us. If you got channel stickers you want to send me, I'll take them. I've got a board I'm trying to fill up. So I'm in the market for everybody's channel stickers. And
I give out your stickers if someone asks for my sticker. If I have any extra, I put yours in as well, Brenda.
Yeah, every time I send you stuff, I try to, throw 2 or 3 stickers in there with it so that you got some to pass around to people.
I put them to good use.
And the Etsy store, still up. There's still stuff in the Etsy store. So, go over there. As a matter of fact, it's going to be a new scent of soap going on there within the next couple of weeks. Lemongrass. I'm going to be putting some lemongrass up there. It's really good for people that have acne. So if you got acne and got things like that, pimples and stuff that you need to clear up, or got kids that has pimples, lemongrass soap is great for that. So lemongrass will be going up there. I'd run out of lemongrass oil. So that's why I didn't up there, but I've got some coming in. They alerted me today that it was on its way. So
nice.
There'll be some lemongrass.
I fixed my credit card on Etsy and got my store turned back on.
Cool.
Because they charged me 25 cents a month because I have one entry. I have one item, 25 cents a month. And my credit card went bad. So Awesome Wood Things. What's it called? Etsy store is up, but things is spelled with a Z on the end. So it's Awesome Wood Things. I have one digital PDF plans to build this desk. If you want it, it's out there.
Let's see. I got a Fred update for you.
Oh, how's Fred?
Fred the cockatiel.
Yeah.
Well, Fred has decided he don't like being a cockatiel anymore. Fred wants to be a woodpecker.
Oh, jeez.
And so Fred, I don't know where he got this either. He must have got it watching TV or something, because I don't have any woodpeckers out in my yard that I've seen. But and he does pay attention to the birds outside, and he can do a lot of different bird calls that he hears the birds and stuff doing. But he's got this thing now where he'll be sitting on his perch, and then all of a sudden he just goes pounding on his perch like he's a woodpecker, just pounding the hell out of that perch.
So his butt's in the air and his beak's on the.
Yep.
Crazy.
The hell out of that perch. He's a woodpecker. Just goes to show you, regardless of who you are, you can be anybody you want to be.
Cockatiels can be woodpeckers. Cats can be dogs.
Yep.
Up is down, black is white. It's a crazy world.
Yep. Oh my goodness. So there you have the Fred update. Not much to tell on the dogs. I do have an update for you, come to think of it. I was talking on here about, I think it was last week, about that lady that come to the door with the Avon books, looking for Sheila. All right. Monday night, 8:15, I decided that I was tired and I'd just lay down on the couch and take a little nap. There wasn't nothing fit to watch on TV. I kind of exhausted everything I wanted to see on YouTube, and I was kind of tired. And I thought, I'll just lay down here on the couch and take me a little nap. And I hadn't been laying there but about 5 minutes. Now, the house is dark as pitch. It's dark outside. Somebody rings my doorbell. And I'm thinking, I ain't answering it. I'm not expecting anybody. It's dark outside. I don't know who the hell that is. Anybody I know would have let me know they was coming. And I had the laptop just sitting right off from me. And so I reach over and hit Messenger to see if anybody had sent any messages that I had missed. Nothing. Picked up the phone, and checked my voicemail and checked the text messages, nothing there. About that time, when my dog is barking, and I said, well, this is interesting. About that time, I hear the screen door open. And I'm thinking, are they leaving something in the screen door? Because there wouldn't be any reason for the house to be black as pitch and somebody try to be opening up the screen door. And I'm thinking, maybe I need to get the weapon. And I ease up off the couch and I slip on my shoes. And I pulled back the shades just a little bit to peek out. There's a car across the street, and from the street light, I could tell there was 2 guys in it.
Okay.
And one of them was drinking out of a Yeti mug, and the other one lit up a cigarette. And I thought, that ain't nobody I know that would be coming here after dark with the house black as pitch, opening up the storm door or the screen door. What the hell? So I wait for him to pull off. And I pull off and I go out there, and he hadn't latched the screen door back. But I'm thinking, well, there's nothing left in here, so he must have been trying the doorknob. So now I keep the screen door latched so that, locked up so that they can't get it open easily. But I never have figured out who the hell that was or what the hell they wanted.
Oh my
to
gosh.
be here. The dog is on high alert. Her hackles are up and everything else because she's thinking, I get a free meal. I get a free meal. Let him in. Let him in.
Well,
so
all they need to hear is the sound.
Mm-hmm.
Clack, clack.
Mm-hmm. I figure it might have been the dog putting them off, and letting them know that it probably wasn't a good idea to be trying the door and acting up. But yeah. So
Frankie,
I did have
woodworking channels here. Hi, Frankie.
Good to see you, Frankie. Yeah, I was waiting to see if I was going to hear a sawzall. Because maybe, since they got away with that on the van, they're just going to try to sawzall their way in the front door.
Now your new car's under lock and key in your garage.
Yes, it is.
With the camera.
I can get it out of there and I can get it back in. The problem is getting the door down after I get it back in there, because that goofy door, I swear to God. One day you'll go out there and put the door down, no problem.
You need to slap automotive grease on the rails. Make sure nothing's catching.
The next time you go out there, you put it down, it comes down a foot, and then it starts back up. You stop it and start it back down. It'll come down maybe 4 or 5 inches. Go back. 40 times later, you're frozen like a popsicle out there in the driveway, and you finally got the door to the ground. And then it'll start going back up. You got to stop it and get it back down again and stand there and wait and make sure it's going to stay down. But
Jeff says you need a Ring video doorbell, the doorbell that's got the camera in it.
I've got a camera for the front porch. I just don't have it installed yet. And I'm going to be getting that up. And it's pretty nice one. It has like the microphone and the speaker and stuff in it so that you can talk through it. So gotcha. I'm going to be getting that up. I just hadn't got it done yet. As a matter of fact, I had it out last night, checking it out. And it's a matter of it getting warm enough that I can get out there to install it and then getting the software loaded and everything for it. Looks like it's pretty easy to operate, but yeah.
Those IP cameras are nice. The internet kind.
This one I think is for your phone so that you can pull it up on your phone and so some kind of a Wi-Fi.
It all goes up in the cloud. Because that used to be the motive. The robbers used to break in and then smash the DVR that's got the recordings in it. But now it's all up in the interwebs.
Well, this one, I think it records some way, to the internet as well because of the app thing that you put on it. But it also has a chip in it. And so it records.
Oh, yeah, like a SD card.
Yeah, because, I guess if you're not home, you might not get the signal to know that somebody's out there. But if there's some kind of rumpus that's gone on when you get back, you can pull the card and see what happened. See, Jim Bashir says Brenda doesn't need a doorbell camera. She needs a trail camera.
Yeah.
Where are you in Indiana, Brenda? I am in Portland, Indiana. I'm an hour north of Richmond, Indiana, and an hour south of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I'm about 20 miles from the Ohio border.
There you go.
So that's where I'm located.
Make
right
sure you message Brenda before you go up to her front door.
That's always a good idea, even in the daylight.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good thing, to let people know that you're coming in this day and age. I mean, back in the day when I was a kid, nobody ever said nothing. They just went where they wanted to go. But especially when you're dealing with A, an older person, B, a cantankerous older person, and C, somebody that's living alone and it's after dark.
D, a well-armed old person.
Yeah. Somebody with a conceal and carry permit, you might want to think about letting them know that you're coming. But I contacted, I thought, well, that wouldn't have been Tony. Tony wouldn't have done something like that, unless there was something bad wrong. Because he would let me know that he's coming. He only lives 3 blocks from here. So I contacted Tony the next morning. I asked him if he's over here. He says, no. He says, it wasn't me. And I thought, well, I didn't think it was you, but, doesn't hurt to ask. And I was talking to Dennis about it, and Dennis says, yeah, he says, that doesn't make any sense. He says, anybody would know, anybody that knows you would know that they needed to let you know that they was coming over. If I go to somebody's house and it's dark and the house is dark, I figured that they either aren't home or they're in bed. And either way, it wouldn't make any sense for me to go to the door and go bother them. He says, so that just doesn't make any sense.
We must really throw people off because the front of our house is completely dark. And, even looking in the house, it looks like there's nobody there because the way that the front of the house is, everything's sort of in the back or upstairs. It looks like no one's at my house all the time, but I work from home. There's someone here literally 24/7, 7 days a week. One time my friend pulled up and he was expected. He's like, Matt, are you home? And I'm like, yes. And he replied back, he says, are you sure? I replied, I'm like, let me check, send. I'm like, I just checked. Yeah, I am at home. It's like, do you think I don't know if I'm in my own home?
Why, have you seen me someplace else? What do you know?
It's pitch black out here. I'm like, I'm in the back living room. I'm like,
if I'm in the front room in the office, I call it the office, the very front room of the house, and I got the light on, they're going to be able to see that I got the light on in there. But I didn't have the light on because I'd laid down on the couch there to take a nap. So I'd obviously had the light out. And I never put a light on in the living room unless I'm in there digging for something at night. And that's, almost never. I try to, schedule things so that I get it done in the daylight in there and don't have to be flipping lights on and off. But, now in the back of the house, that might be a different story because, I've got this room, I've got the utility room, the kitchen, if they come around the back. But even then, they're probably not going to see that because of the privacy fence in the backyard. I mean, if they can tell I got the lights on back here in the back of the house, then they're probably someplace they shouldn't be anyhow.
Well, when I watch TV in the living room, which is behind the garage, I like it dark behind me because the kitchen is, and I don't like the lights of the kitchen coming into the living room and then mess. I like a theater type of thing. And we got a lamp in the living room, but it doesn't carry anyway. The house looks pitch black all the time, even though it's not.
Now, Jim Dockrell has a good idea. He says, no one bugs us at our new house. It's an old church, and I dug about half a dozen grave-sized holes in the front yard.
Yeah, his church home.
Now, I might be digging a moat, put in some gators or something.
I want to put my piano on his raised up area of the big central room, which used to be the church. It has like a
Stage,
raised
yeah.
up part. Yeah, I want to play the piano. Probably good acoustics.
I'm still looking for videos on when he did that elf dunking in the baptismal pool. I want to see those videos.
Yeah.
Jim Dockrell says Matt does his best work in the dark.
Oh.
You don't want the last part of that read?
Ay. Jim.
I want to know how he knows that.
I can't quit you, Jim. Wasn't that a Brokeback Mountain line? Oh. See what I put up with, folks. You see what I put up with.
You heard it here first.
Oh. Matt has more cameras in his house than he knows about.
Well, I took off out of here this morning and I ran a bunch of errands and I got my teeth cleaned and come back home and just kind of piled up for the day and went and got the mail this afternoon and did the heifer haven, got it ready and got the thumbnail ready and everything. So it's ready to rock and roll. Really didn't do, a whole lot, but it's been doggone cold. They said it got up in the 40s today, but the wind chill was still like freezing.
I think it was around 45 today. It's 37 now. So.
Wind was just howling here.
This office gets so hot with all these lights on. It's 72 degrees now. I got the windows wide open. I got 2 windows wide open right in front of me. And it's only 72 in the house, even though it's 37 outside.
Well, I come in here about an hour before I get ready to start doing the promo and everything for the show and turn on the heater to take the chill off of this room so I don't turn into a popsicle in here. And, it doesn't get it hot in here, but it gets it warm enough that I can stand it. And, that's one of the things about living in an old house. And I knew that when I bought it. I thought, it's going to be tough to heat that big barn.
This is a challenge in the summertime because it's easy to cool the room in the winter. You just open a window, duh. The other way around doesn't work so well.
Yeah.
I basically have to have that door open in the summer to let the heat out. But then I got a stream with an open door in the background, and that just bothers me. I don't like that.
Well, you need one of the, like those little one-room air conditioner.
Well, then I got to fight with the noise of the air conditioner.
Well, no, I mean, it's not like a big old window air conditioner. I'm talking about the little portable things. I don't know how well they work. I've never talked to anybody that's actually used one of them.
Well, I mean, I've got the heat comes out of the floor. What I should do is get one of those 4-inch flex pipes and put it right on the heat, right on the air conditioned heat vent on the floor. And in the summer, when the air capture that air and put it right into the computer, just cool the computer down right from the source.
Jim Bashir says, since Congress made the military release all the UFO info, Matt's unknown cams shot up.
I'd like to get an infrared camera and just point it straight up and just watch what it catches.
You might get more than you bargained for.
That's what I'm hoping for, yeah. Because there's a lot of stuff that has heat, but you can't see.
You might end up getting probed.
I could only be so lucky. Kidding.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think we're going to call it quits for tonight because I'm kind of wearing down and I want to get that heifer done tonight if I can. Get it up for everybody. And next week now, providing my AdSense comes through, we'll do a giveaway. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors.
Share, share, share.
Tell your enemies.
Screaming at the mountaintops.
Everybody be here next Thursday night. Lord willing, creek don't rise. Let's see. I'll put the Ever up tonight, and then Russ will have his show on Saturday night, and there'll be a guest there. I'm thinking it'll be Daryl. And then Matt has a show on Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And he'll tell us about all things YouTubey. And then we'll be back here next Thursday, right?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Okie doke. Well, we hope everybody has a good week. Try to stay warm. Try to stay out of trouble. Try to stay out of jail. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And we'll see you on the interwebs. Night, everybody.